Alright guys, Portal Wagon, and in this video we're going to talk about the Caustic Nerf. Now you can see it's already affected Caustic because look at his eyes. He's trying to cover it up and his body language is really distressed because he doesn't know his place in the meta. He doesn't know if he's going to do well in Season 12. Now for those who don't know, I am a Caustic main, so that could affect how biased I am in this video, but let's talk about what the nerf is first. So first of all, the nerf is when his trap is activated, you can now destroy it. So normally, when you throw the trap down and someone shoots it, that trap cannot be destroyed until the timer runs out. You know, the gas still leaks out, and until it's done, that trap it can tank anything. Now in Season 12, this will all change. So that trap, that invincible trap that once it's activated, will actually take damage and eventually will be destroyed. Now, depending on how they balance this can really hurt Caustic, or it could just be a little speed bump, you know? Yeah, we might have to change our playstyles a little bit, but Caustic still might be okay. And to be honest, anything's better than that Season 7 change. Remember when they made his damage 5 damage a tick for the whole season? Honestly, that was the worst time for me to play the game. I don't know why, I still played Caustic like an idiot. And in a way it may be better because people didn't respect your gas at all. They just ran in and it helped my positioning and I still managed to beat people, which was funny. But when you had the full teams rushing in, when they ignored it, you were done for, okay? The character was dead. And he was dead on arrival pretty much. I mean, when you got off the dropship, you were dead. It should have just been a death box. Whenever you pick Caustic, it should have been a death box. Now, do I feel like this is the end of Caustic? No, I do not, okay? That Season 7 nerf, that was pretty much the end of Caustic. And if that ever happens again, with this change, I'm packing it up. I'm done with Caustic. The gloves are coming off, the traps, everything. I'm changing mains. I'm probably going to hide behind a rampart wall, or I'm going to, use the totems, because they're the other champions who I'll probably play more. Now, the balancing with Caustic, it all depends on how much damage the trap can take. If they make it where it's pathetic and it does like 20 damage, when you destroy the trap, that's our cover gone. And it's going to be terrible when you're playing Caustic. Now, if they make the trap health quite a bit, then I feel like we'll be fine. Because often when I'm playing, I use the trap as cover. So if I need to heal up in the building, I'll shoot the trap or I'll just hide behind it to, heal up. Or if I need to go for the res, I'll just put it there and shoot it, or sometimes I won't shoot it. It depends on the situation. But because of the cover, it's useful. So if you don't really hide behind the traps, then you won't really notice it. But for players like me and a lot of smart players I've seen, they hide behind the trap to heal up, to have long range peak battles. Now I know it's not advised to use long range weapons with Caustic, but I've done it plenty of times. Snipers, scouts, 30-foot repeaters. Put the trap next to you and use it as like a head glitch and cover. They either hit your body or the trap, and once again, it's indestructible, so it really helps. And you can still do that, I feel like, with the new change. But depending on the health, if the trap is too weak, then it's just going. And people also forget, well, I don't know if they forget, but Caustic is a thick boy. He is double thick. Right, not even double, double. He's a big character, so you always need to be around covers. And Gibraltar, he's like a moon pretty much. He has his own gravitational pull, right? That's why you can't forget the name Gibraltar. Like, he's too big. So that's why you often see them, well, in ranked. In pubs, if you rush with Gibraltar, you need that god tier aim. But in pubs and ranked, you're often around the corner, your head glitching, you got your shield there, and Caustic's the same. There's always a trap around the corner, or you're using some type of cover as help because you get melted. And I've done that, sometimes you just play, sometimes you get a bit lazy with Caustic. You're like, you know what, do I need to throw a trap there? Let me just rush in. And they quickly let you know, yes, you do, you need cat cover. So that's his character. If you just want to turn your brain off, as much people say, Caustic, just use your gun, you have no aim, using traps, scaredy cat, that's his character, and you need to think what you're doing normally. Or just, you get them noob type of Caustics that just hide. We're not all like this, okay? And this could affect my playstyle another way. Often, if I'm trying to rush a team, I'll quickly throw the trap in the air as like a distraction. So sometimes they like look at the trap in that split decision and you melt them. Or sometimes you just shoot the trap to kind of scare them off and they kind of scramble. Now, if there's more than one person there now, they can all like focus that trap quickly and it will just, disappear, which depending on the scenario, you could look at them and then delete them because they're focused on the trap, or they just shut it down straight away and you get destroyed. Similar how when you throw a trap and it just inflates and they shoot it and then you're like, whoa, you kind of like stop and go, okay, I need to throw another one. Or if it's on cooldown, you're kind of screwed. So that's just how it is. So yeah, they really need to balance that. So that's why I'm not super angry like the 5 damage a tick, okay? That's why I'm more, okay, I see where they're going with this, but in a bit I'm going to explain who needs to be nerfed, okay? And I don't care if it's controversial because this game is edging towards defense legends bad, scan go bruh, you know what I mean? It's more like I want to see where you are at all times. You know what I mean? So let's not destroy Apex, please. Now this change could do one last thing to my playstyle, and probably the community's playstyle, well, Caustic community, is that it might make us play more passive, and me probably more passive. Now, we don't like passive Caustics, apparently. We don't like it, right? Because we're seen as the campers, right? Now, having my traps getting shot out and then destroyed after means I'm probably going to hold back a little bit more, and I don't need to get to that point where my health's really low to run away. Like, I will have to bunker up a bit more. I'll probably it might have to be a double trap meta where I put a trap in front of a trap. So, you guys don't like this, but it might have to be that. Now, the way I play Caustic is, I'm more of a hybrid playstyle, okay? I'm like that technique fighter. I'm not the attack, I'm not the defense, I'm in the middle, okay? So, if I need to bunker up, we're going to bunker up, okay? Because that team, there might be 2 teams next to me. I'm going to bunker up, defend myself. And there's times I'm just rush in, I go around the corner, I throw a cheeky trap, shoot the trap, rush in, boom, everyone's dead. Well, it's not always like that, skill-based matchmaking, but you know what I mean. So, I'm dynamic. I don't just camp and I don't just rush. Because there's times where I rush and I just get shut down. Like, you have to be smart. So, this might make me more defensive now because, once again, if I get really low health and my trap gets shot out, they can kill me. And I wish Respawn would add something back for Caustic. If you're going to nerf him in this way, we need our foggy gas back, okay? You nerfed that, guys. You made it so the visibility was less. And it wasn't an accident because, remember, Bangalore's smoke, they nerfed and made it more see-through. And then the next season, they buffed that again, but they left Caustics. Now, that means the gas is near enough see-through, okay? It's like Febreze, green version of Febreze. Don't worry, I'm not sponsored by them, but you know what I mean. So, in that case, you can see us in the gas for the most part, especially the ultimate, and I'll show it to you here. Now, this is in the firing range, but depending on the lighting on the map, sometimes it's more dark, but for the most part, it's see-through. You can see Caustic anyway because he's a thick boy. He's big. You can see his outline. The lighting doesn't help. Some areas, if it's dark, maybe you won't see him as much, but nearly everywhere on the map, you can see through it. And it's always been like this, but if you're above Caustic, you can see him in the gas. That's always been a thing. But on the same level, like when you look through, it's normally thick, the gas. But they nerfed that. So you're telling me now especially the ultimate, okay, that's pretty much the most see-through thing ever. Also his traps. Sometimes I'm next to it, I can't see the enemy at all. I'm in the gas. But they're outside it and they can see the gas like it's clear, like you know where I am. And that can hurt your playstyle. So they got to factor in, okay, when I'm low health and I'm trying to hide, there's nowhere for me to hide. There's no trap there, which you may think that's, silly, but it's some type of cover. They can also see me, I'm proper clear. So you need to bring that back. Now, of course, it got nerfed a few times, to be honest, with like the visibility. So it used to have like a green filter on the corners of your screen. That got removed, which, that's okay, that's fine. Then they reduced the particles, so it's more see-through. And I know Foggy Gas was annoying, but think about it. It used to slow your teammates on top of that. We don't have that slow anymore, so it's not as bad. You got to bring that Foggy Gas back. Come on, guys, because yeah, bring it back, please. So that's one thing I asked. If that's going to be a change, and if this will help the meta, then cool. But guys, make it so the health is at a reasonable size, because I mean, if this is 20 damage to destroy a trap, it's over, man. It's over. Now I understand once again why they probably done it. Competitive, but also think about it. The new 9v9 mode. If you just keep throwing traps down, that's free cover for everyone in your team, and then you could probably abuse that, which that makes sense, right? So yeah, I can kind of see it. It makes sense. Now, if we're talking about nerfs, I had a look at this. So this is from season 10 to season 11, and it shows the pick rate of certain legends, and it's competitive. Now, Gibraltar's been at the top the whole time. Also, this is North America and EU combined, by the way. So this is not just, sometimes in North America they prefer certain legends. Now, for example, Wraith is always there. She's near the top. Well, consistent, I'd say. She's not OP though. Valkyrie, I've seen competitive players complain about her, but that's mainly because, you know, she gets out of the zone. What can you really do with Valkyrie? The only thing, to be honest, is her ultimate. You can make it so it's slow to recharge, but I don't see a lot of people complain about Valkyrie. But Caustic, of course, near the end zone especially, he's oppressive, and that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but of course you're forced to use a Caustic, and rightfully so. Okay, he got some type of nerf. Remember, his damage was too much. They found a middle ground, but how can Gibraltar be the king of the meta and not be affected at all? I'm not saying nerf everyone, but he's just been at the top the whole time, and that's what's confusing. Now, I think I understand why Respawn doesn't want to nerf Gibraltar too hard, because his main domain is competitive, okay? This guy's been there the whole time, and you don't really see Gibraltars in public games. Now, I don't really understand that thought process anyway, because you don't really see Rampart in either. Not to be rude, but I don't really see Ramparts in pub games at all. Now, does this factor in how good the player is? No, not really. And how good the legend is, it's debatable. But I think Rampart is in a great spot right now. But the thing is, you also got to factor in how fun that legend is for people to play. For the most part, people are going to pick up Octane. They love being a speedy boy, you know. They don't have to worry about heals. They can just run and do what they want. Wraith can get you out of places. People generally, they love rushing. They're more fast paced. Now, I like playing defensive legends. I gravitated to Caustic because I liked his playstyle. And sometimes you like their personality, you know, their quips, everything. Sometimes it's not even just their playstyle. You like the whole character. For me, that's Caustic, right? I like, you know, his voice lines, his, you know, his character design, everything. I just thought he was cool. Some people play Revenant just to be cool, because I notice you don't use like his totems or anything. You just think he's a cool murder robot, which that's fine. But you know, there's a combination of things. So just because people are not picking up Rampart, for example, doesn't mean they're bad players, because I'm pretty sure they're sick Ramparts, okay? There's plenty of good Ramparts, and so yeah, it doesn't factor that in, okay? Some people will just ease of use, like Bloodhound, not to be rude, you know, you just scan generally and it helps the team. Lifelines, you like reviving people, you know, that's the thing. Sometimes you like the personality, so they should not just be focused just because, no, they should not be scared just because, you know, he might not be in the meta. Like, generally, when do you see Gibraltars in pubs? Not really in my games. Once in a while you see Gibraltar, and that's when you go, oh my god, it's a Gibraltar, when you're rushing. You need to have that panic moment. But generally, I don't see him. Also, Caustics, I don't really see Caustics that much, so it's always like, oh, it's a jewel. When I see some green gas, I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's my job, innit? And to be honest, I don't like killing you Caustic mains. I mean, we're my brothers and sisters, man. I don't like versing you. I do, but I don't. It's like every fallen Caustic is just, I'm sorry, I just have to beat you. So they got to factor that in, guys. Now, I understand they do not want to make each legend bad, like terrible. They've all been in a bad state. Well, not every legend, but some legends have just been in the most dire situations, man. Now, a lot of legends had this. At the very beginning, they were bad. So Bloodhound was bad. Gibraltar, no fortified. His shield was like, I think, 25 health. It was useless. It got cut down straight away, and he had no fortified, as I said before. So he was just a big target. And they buffed him in season 3, and then they went overboard at one point by adding, the I think the shield was 75 HP or something even more than he has now. And he was clearly the best. They had to just rework that straight away, which they did. But then they slowly buffed him a bit more. They gave his dome shield, he used to last longer. And then also, he used to have fast heals in it, I remember at one point, which was pretty bad. And also, he could revive people quicker. So, he just became a better lifeline. I know Lifeline's pick rate got, it was better because he had that shield. And to be honest, I think that should return. I've said that before in the previous videos. That should return. I think maybe give it an internal cooldown. So once you pick the person up, it disappears and then it comes back. I mean, after you revive them again, it won't appear until a certain, time limit. Or just give it a flat health where you destroy it. So Gibraltar became a better lifeline, and then now he's just up here like forever. So Gibraltar definitely needs a nerf, in my opinion. These are my opinions, guys. Feel free to debate me. Also, I feel like Respawn, this scan meta is, I think they're going to kill the game personally. It will keep doing well, but for me, it will kill the game because, for example, the Fuse ult highlights people. They didn't really need to add that. Fuse ult was okay. Remember, he could see it himself, which is fine, but maybe it messes up the team, maybe, but I just feel like we don't need that. Also, Maggie's coming out. Now, I don't know whether, well, this is her passive, okay? She runs fast with shotguns, which is, that's fine, but I mean, when she damages people, they're highlighted. Now, I don't know whether that's just for her or the team. Most likely it'll just be for her, but still, we don't need any more highlighting. I think it just ruins the awareness of the game. I know the audio's messed up, and maybe that's their plan. They're like, if we can't fix the audio, give everyone scans. But please, don't turn it into that. We already have Bloodhound, and as much as people, they say Bloodhound's fine, I don't think Bloodhound's necessarily OP, but I'm not a fan of the fact that he's the only recon legend, or they are apparently, okay? They're the only recon legend that they're not a proper counter. The crypto drone, if you put the crypto drone in a bad spot, you just shoot the drone. That's it. If they put it above you and they're not rushing you in time, you shoot the drone. If seeing misses is tactical, well, that's on you, mate. You missed it and it goes on cooldown. Bloodhound, you just scan the general direction and it picks up pretty much the whole building. So if they're on the upper floor, pretty much the whole building, it scans all the traps for a few seconds. Also, it's pretty much a live feed. I mean, there's no way to shorten the scan, and I feel like there should be at least a way to shorten it, so you could be crouched, or if you're moving very slowly, it just wears it off a little bit faster. Because I often find when you scan a building, because the audio is terrible, you then get rushed in different directions, because whenever you get a Bloodhound scan, you get more confident, you know where the enemy is. They genuinely don't know where you are. Like, they just see the scan, and then next thing you're getting shot through the window, or from different directions. And that also depends on how far the Bloodhound is from you, because if they're far away from you, you can see the direction of the scan. You see that pulse from the direction. Now, when they're like proper close to you, or a few buildings away, sometimes you can't see the direction, so you just highlighted. And then when multiple people are using Bloodhound, it just gets overwhelming. You're in a fight, you get scan, and then there's no way for you to keep track. Especially in pubs, that's what I've noticed. Maybe in ranked, it's more like slowed down a bit. You can deal with it, but sometimes it's a bit crazy. And on top of, imagine getting scanned, then Maggie comes out, you get shot, and then it's just, I feel like it's becoming a bit too much. Okay, so we need to just chill a bit. And yeah, that's my feedback. I'm not saying Bloodhound's OP or just like completely nerf it. And I would say maybe just reduce like the range, not the range, the width of the scan, because you just scan like a building, it picks up the whole building. I've noticed. Like, it don't matter. if the floor's slightly above it, it's just like it scans it all. So I just like that the awareness side of Apex. You know what I mean? I don't like the fact that everything's turned into pretty much scans. So we're just gonna have to see what Maggie's like when the game comes out. You know, recently they've been starting to release OP Legends, but I mean Valkyrie wasn't OP from the start. Seer, and then yeah, we just know the rest, man. So, and just in case people get triggered about the Bloodhound thing, they'll be like, "Oh, you're Caustic, man. You wanted to be so OP. You're crying about all the changes." Well, remember when you used to throw his trap and it couldn't be shot out until it got inflated? That was OP. I felt that was OP, to be honest, because I remember you'd throw it, especially in a room, the team couldn't do anything. They had to wait. You're telling me they had to wait for it to inflate, and then you have to shoot the bottom directly, okay? But if it's too close to you, it would trigger, and then you're screwed. I thought that was a good change. When it inflated, you can destroy it whenever it's inflated, because in those Apex is a fast game, okay? You don't have time to like when the trap's thrown at you, directly find that bottom part of it, especially in the rooms what Caustic would use, like bunker, remember, and then shoot that and then get out of the room. There wasn't really a chance. But now, if I throw it in a room, sometimes people shoot it immediately. There are a lot of players are smart now and they shoot the trap immediately as I'm trying to rush them, and it then forces me to back up, or they can punish me. So if you think I wanted Caustic to be OP, I would be like, okay, that was fine, keep that in, keep the damage, keep everything. No, I believe in balance in the game, because as much as people want their main to shine, it's annoying. Like I remember Lifeline mains, come on, that shield was annoying. And if you were Lifeline, oh, you loved it. But if you versed it, you probably hated it too. It needed some change, but I feel like them getting rid of that, for example, was not deserved. So all I want is balance, okay? Balance is all things should be. So that's my opinion on it, guys, and hopefully, it's been a long video, 20 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to debate me. Let's keep it civil also, because I'm not just saying F Respawn, where's my Caustic? I'm actually, I feel like I've given reasons of what it will make me do as a Caustic main, how it will change my playstyle, and also I feel like some legends, we need to be looking at them instead of just Caustic bad. And in a way, it's lazy development, okay? It's just you just focus on one character when you have the graph, okay? You see what some legends are doing, and it's just you're going after one. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and take care.